topic is on time management. And that's just a big thing that everybody just has to always just go through in college and even high school and everything like that. So
Hello, my name is Jalen Bowser. I'm a sophomore criminology major and I'm from the Bronx.
Hello, my name is Leah Selfie. I'm a junior criminology major, political science minor from Staten Island, New York.
Hi, everyone. I'm Raven Hardwick, and I'm a senior broadcast journalism major, criminology minor from Atlanta, Georgia.
My name is Arya Russell. I'm a criminology major, sociology minor from Miami, Florida.
Hello, everyone. My name is Dorothy Simon. I'm an honors junior, international affairs and criminology double major, French minor from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania.
Oh, I actually did not introduce myself, but my name is Peter, and I'm a teaching fellow for the principal's criminology class, and I'm a master's student in the economics program. I just wanted to ask, do you need to present, or like, does that, like, or do you have the option to do that, or like in terms of sharing the screen?
Is it okay if we send you the link to the PowerPoint just so it's easier, or do you need one of us to share it?
I mean, it could be either way. If you want to just present it, you can, but I can also have it on my screen, whichever.
Yeah, I'll send you the link.
Okay. And I'm going to drop the attendance in the chat one more time because I noticed somebody else joined. And would you be dropping it in the chat?
Yes, I just did.
All right, so I'm seeing that right there. Okay. All right, let me just share my screen. Okay, so does everybody see that?
Yes.
All right, so just let me know when to go to the next slide, or I'll just go through the next slide when it makes sense.
Okay, so we're presenting today about time management. So the first person will share the slide.
Welcome again, everybody. Before I start describing what time management is, I would like to ask a question to the audience. What does time management mean to you? Why is it important to you? What would you say the definition is for you in your life? Okay, that's fine. I'll tell you guys what it is. So formally, time management can be defined as a process of organizing and planning how to divide your time between specific activities. As a student, ranging from a college student to a high school student, even as a middle schooler, it is very important to know how to correctly manage your time. Strong time management skills gives you the opportunity to produce better work, reduce your stress, and boost your confidence. When you're racing to meet a deadline, you have to put in more effort. When you're not constantly chasing a deadline, you have the opportunity to put in more effort and thought into your work. Time management helps you prioritize your tasks so that you ensure that you have enough time available to complete every project and school assignment that you have. It reduces your stress because you're not thinking constantly like, oh, what do I have to do? I don't have enough time to do this. When you effectively manage your time, you're able to divide your tasks and see what you're able to do. It also boosts your confidence because you're given an opportunity to really produce work that really speaks to your abilities. When you're not given enough time or when you don't have enough time, you feel like you're rushed. You don't get as much time to think about everything that you could have written in paper, maybe put into a PowerPoint. So our presentation today, ranging from organization to goal setting, is really a presentation of explaining what time management is, how you can have better time management skills, and why students in general, across the board, need time management.
So organization is one skill to have. It improves productivity. So we're trying to meet deadlines and do the best work possible. So when you're on top of your work and on top of your schedule, you can produce better work. It also increases punctuality. So you can either be ahead of schedule or on time, and then you can present your work. And it translates to other skills as well, for outside the classroom, at work, and with your family, with other events, meetings. Punctuality is an important skill to have and keep you on track. It also relieves work-related stress. Having a cluttered space leads to a cluttered mind. So you won't be able to concentrate on school. You'll be more stressed, and it'll just affect your overall work ethic. Important tips for staying organized is using a checklist/planner. I didn't start using a planner until my junior year, which is this year, and I can say that it helped me so much. Before I was just freeballing, I was just doing whatever. But with a planner, I helped me take track and set to-do lists so I can focus on getting things done for the day instead of just dilly-dallying and wasting time. Color coordinating is also an important skill to have. When you color coordinate, it helps you to separate notes, separate items, so you can honestly pick things out from each other so they're not all bunched up together. I remember in elementary school we used to color code subjects. It's basically the same concept. And also utilizing a calendar ties in with planners and checklists. It just helps you stay on track for all things with meetings, family events, school events. If you're in any clubs or sports, you can just see everything all together and see what you need to get done in order to also have time for your social life. Binders and multi-subject notebooks are also important for separating your notes, separating assignments, just basically staying organized and keeping on track. And also, it's important to be aware of your note-taking skills. You don't want to write everything up, memorize the main points, so you can go back to it later and expand on it, or it helps you stay focused so you're not wasting time taking so many notes at once. And it's better to keep your notes organized, so make sure you emphasize the way you're taking notes. And having a cleaning/decluttering schedule, so everything doesn't pile up and you can get rid of things in an orderly manner, so you know where things are and you can keep staying organized and on top of your task. And habits to avoid for organization is procrastination. And I know as high school students, we tend to wait till the last minute to hand in work or like to do assignments. And I know it's been repeated that college will be different, which is true. So it's better to be on top of things so you're not stressed like the Squidward meme over here and feeling overwhelmed. So overextending yourself too is also going to be an issue. If you're thinking that you can do too many things at once, it'll just end up bad for your mental health, for your assignments, the work ethic that you're going to produce. And laziness also ties in with procrastination. So if you're waiting till the last minute, you say, I'll get it done next time, I'll get it done later. You're just putting off what could be done now. You're putting off the free time that you could have if you just get it over with. And avoiding accountability. It's important when you're in college, you have to be more responsible because, again, I know they stress this in high school. When you get to college, nobody's really going to be holding your hand like they do now, which is true. So it's important to stay focused on your own work. And if you struggle with that, setting timers or having a study buddy, someone you know who's on top of their game, where you can basically rely on to help you get you on task is important to have.
Planning. Why is it important? So planning is another essential component of time management. As said by American author Alan Menken, planning is bringing the future into the present so you can do something about it now. Essentially what he's trying to say is that we should be viewing planning as a way to bring our future hopes and dreams into reality. Planning ahead gives us a sense of direction. Proper planning can help execute plans, reach goals, and fulfill your vision. Planning ahead also allows for flexibility. You become very proactive and foresee roadblocks that may come your way. So as you must know, as high school students and college students, it can be very difficult to plan out your day, your weeks, the month. There's a lot of different things that come up, whether it be a random test that you forgot about, or it may be an assignment that you feel like you need more time to do. It can be very hard to plan and to really stick to a plan. I personally have about 3 different calendars. As Lily was mentioning, it's very effective to have calendars and to really plan out your assignments. I have one that's for the month. For each month, I take my syllabi, and I go into each month and I write down each assignment that I have to do. My second planner is for the week. It's on my desk. It's my weekly planner. Each Sunday evening, I sit down with myself and really plan out my week, see which events I have for my extracurriculars, assignments I have due, things I just want to do for self-care. Then I also have my weekly list, my daily list of things that I want to do. Sometimes I time block. I'll go each time, like 9 to 10, I want to do this, 10 to 11, I want to do this. Or some other days I just write a simple list of everything that I want to complete during that day. Personally, for me, that's how I plan. But as I said before, with time management in general, the definition, you have to figure out what it is for you, what planning is for you. We all can sit here and tell you how you can plan, but it's important to find within yourself and through just trial and error, figure out what plan will work for you.
Okay, so one tip to efficiently manage your time would be to start your day with a clear focus. So the first work-related activity of your day should be to determine what you want to achieve that day and what you absolutely must accomplish. So come clear on this purpose before you check your school portal / email and start responding to queries and resolve issues. Setting a clear focus for your day might require as little as 5 minutes, but can save you several hours of wasted time and effort. So I know for me, when I wake up, I start just with this, a clear focus, and I know it could be hard sometimes because it's so easy to get caught up in the things that you have to do later in the week or the next week or even a month from now. But starting your day with a clear focus and planning out what you need to do that day will really help you manage your time efficiently. And then another tip to managing your time would be to minimize interruptions. So the more interrupted time you get during the day to work on important tasks, the more effective you'll be. So identify the activities that tend to disrupt your work and find a solution. Basically, one of the most essential time management skills is to not get distracted. So for example, avoid checking emails and answering the phone when you're in the middle of something important. Once you've broken your flow, it can be difficult to reestablish it. Instead, discipline yourself to work on a task single-mindedly until it's complete. So another example of this would be to go to a library by yourself, to go anywhere where you're just, you'll be uninterrupted by anything and everything around you. You can turn your phone off when you're doing your homework, just anything to really keep you focused on the task at hand.
So prioritization, why is it important? When you're going to college, you're going to have to start juggling more, have your workload, social life, events, activities. So it's important to stay focused, and that's what prioritization does. It helps you to juggle. It prepares you for the workforce as well with meeting deadlines. So when you're prioritizing your tasks, you're able to see what's important and what needs to get done first. It'll help you focus on the most important things, so you won't be disorganized when you're meeting deadlines. It also allows time to check errors. So when you're seeing what's important first, you get things done first, and then you can look back at it, review it, check your assignments, papers, anything that you need to submit. You'll be able to put your best work forward, basically. It also keeps you motivated because once you see what going and see how further you can push it. It also gives you more time for relaxation. Your schedule is going to be focused on the most important things that you can get out of the way, and then you have time to relax and hang out with your friends, enjoy the social aspects of college more. There's the ABC method of prioritization, which consists of seeing what assignments, tasks that you have to get done first, and then you're going to separate them into 3 different categories. The first category is vital, which means the most important thing, which takes precedent. The next thing is which is secondary to vital. It is important, but it's not as necessary to get done at once. And the last one is optional, which means there's some leeway with timing. I use this method, especially with assignments and planning exams, how I'm going to study. And I focus on getting most important thing done out of the way, then I time to work on other things. So this method is time oriented. So you're focused on what's due tomorrow, what's due 2 weeks, what's due next. So it's a great way to stay on task.
Okay, so one of the ways to set goals is through SMART goals. So SMART goals stand for first, being specific. You want to know who, if it's just you involved in your goal, if you're going to need to rely on outside sources. You want to know what exactly you're doing with your goal. You want to know when you're going to do your goal. You want to know where, you want to know why, the purpose behind why you're doing your goal, and you want to know how you're going to get it done. You want your goal to be measurable. You want it to be something you can keep track of. If you lose track of your goal, it's harder to achieve. You want it to be attainable. You want to be realistic. You want to ask yourself, is this a goal that I can achieve? You want your goal to be relevant. You want to question your values. You want to think about long-term objectives and if it goes to what you're trying to accomplish. And you want it to be time-based. You want to set a deadline. It may not be a short-term deadline. It may not be within the next few weeks. It could be within the next few years, but as long as you set a deadline. And then we get into stress. There's two different main sources of stress. There's acute stress, which is short-term. For example, you fail a test and you're emotional. Eventually, you'll feel better. And then there's things such as chronic stress. So chronic stress is long-term. For example, you're failing marking period after marking period or semester after semester. That'll be long-term stress. You want to plan and prioritize, as said before. There's going to be a variety of things for you to get done. But in college, you learn that the time seems to be more limited. There's more things to get done, but it feels like there's less time to do it. So you want to ask yourself, well, what do I need to get done in this time period and what can I save for later? You also want to set boundaries. You have to know when to say no to things. You have to know, okay, when can I do this? When can I put certain tasks off and when can I not? You want to know when to say no to others. If that means you can't hang out because you have to study, then so be it. But you also want to set boundaries with yourself. That's the most important. Sometimes you're on your phone too much, sometimes you're on social media too much, sometimes you need a break to focus up. You want to allow yourself downtime. What I mean by that is time to rest. In college, you're going to be working a lot. There's way more for you to do. But you don't want to be hard on yourself. You want to give yourself time to rest, time to relax, time to watch something, time to wind down. You don't want to be in front of your laptop all day, eating well. Your body is very important. So by now you probably eat a couple of times a day, but as I've said in college, it gets harder to manage that time. So you do want to try to eat as much as you can and snack as much as you can if you're not eating as frequently as usual. You also want to get out. Staying inside is not healthy. Being outside, being active, taking walks, talking to other people, all of that keeps you healthy. Positive self-talk habits. It's easy to get into these cycles where we speak negatively about ourselves. We mess up, especially when we're stressed, a whole bunch of negative thoughts. But it's important that you clear that with your positive self-talk. You talk to yourself and you tell yourself, okay, I still got to keep going even though this happened, but what can I do to better the circumstances next time? Meditating. Meditating gives you a way to stay grounded. It gives you a way to clear your mind. It gives you a way to sit with your thoughts and your emotions without outside influences. And you want to socialize. Being a loner, it's okay. You may not want to socialize with other people, but socializing is very important when it comes to staying healthy.
Preventing overextension is a key part in practicing good time management. The first thing is to set boundaries. You have to know your limits. Like you have to know what you can, what you should do, what you can't do, what you're able to do, what you can do another day. Also, you have to learn how to say no. In college, there's a lot of parties. There's a lot of things to do in general, whether it's parties, whether it's homework, whether it's work. And you have to learn to say no when things are optional, when there's other things that you should be doing, like homework. You need to take time for yourself so that you don't become overextended, so that you have time to recuperate, take a break, relax, time to yourself. You have to ask for help. Sometimes you don't feel like help is necessary or help is needed, but help is always good. And your planner is your best friend. Your planner is basically your life. That's planning your life out in a book. So that's going to help you know what you can do, know what you can't do, and know your limits. Establishing routines is another way to ensure good time management. Why? Establishing routines will get more tasks completed. You'll be able to stay organized and you'll have less anxiety. How? You can decide what your routine will consist of. You can plan out specific times when things will get done, like setting specific times, like in the morning, I'll wake up at 9 o'clock and eat breakfast, then start my homework, or whatever the case may be. Set goals. Setting goals will help everything be routine because it's all building up to that goal that you're setting or the goals that you are setting. And staying consistent helps establish routines because it's going to be the same thing.
And to close out our presentation, we just want to give you guys all a reminder to be patient with yourself. The reality is that life is crazy. It's not linear. We all go through different seasons in life. We face different circumstances. It's okay to tweak your routines and your plans from time to time. In order to do so, you can ask yourself questions such as the following. Which tasks have I been able to consistently do? How did I feel at the end of the day after completing these tasks? Was my energy and stress levels appropriate? And what changes can I make to better my established routine? Although these questions are not the only ones that you can ask yourself, these questions will definitely help you really figure out what routines are best for you, what caters to you. So grant yourself some grace always. Time management, the journey towards strong time management skills is not easy, but it surely is essential.